I'm just going to check the sound first, see what's going on, make sure I can hear myself. Sound first. Okay, yeah. Cool, cool, cool. I can hear myself good. Okay. Alright, so greetings, spiritually sacred. How are you? Happy Saturday to you. How is everybody doing? Okay. Really, just wanted to pop up for some reason. You know, sometimes I just feel summoned. Sometimes, like, come on in, type. You know, come. So, yeah. Just in case, I might pull some cards, but yeah. But nonetheless, how are y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all all doing on this lovely Saturday? And let me know if you guys can hear me, or at any point the sound just is it good or something along those lines. Okay. But yeah, I didn't really want too much. I just felt guided to come on. I don't know. I do feel that at this time, because I'm not going to overextend myself, I do feel like a lot of people are in like rest mode in different ways. Um, you can? Okay, good. Thank you. Um, we're in chill mode right now. Okay. We are in chill mode. I do feel like for those of you that are cleansing and releasing, it could be a lot of intensity around that. So you could be tired for the simple fact that you've been clearing a lot of heavy shit and things that maybe you didn't know that you were still like releasing or that you needed to or cut cords with. Um, I had this epiphany the other day. I was like, you know, when you have certain energies like people still lingering in your space and stuff like that, it could block you. And you may not realize that. Um, But I noticed that because, oh, okay, here it comes. All right, here's the message. So because we are in a Aquarian age, this is air element energy, right? Um, Ruled by Uranus, formerly ruled by Saturn. I still will consider it like some planets were formerly, or some zodiac signs were formerly ruled by certain planets. I would still consider those ancient planets that they were ruled by as well, not just the current ones. But with Aquarius energy, it has Saturn ruled energy. So Saturn don't play no games as far as like clearing energy out. It is definitely a shadow work type of vibe. It's also an energy of karmic, you know, and Uranus does give me a vibe of like technologies. I know Mercury would be kind of like the internet, um, the air as well. Gemini ruled by Mercury, and I believe Virgo was also ruled by Mercury. But I feel like those energies make sense as to why the digital age is so powerful right now. Um, and it's kind of scary because like AI is so fast. Like you can still like see, okay, this is obviously like an AI video. This is not real. And like at first glance, you might be fooled by it, but you gotta pay attention. Obviously, like you can find the kinks in it and stuff like that. But it's so like scary because you don't know how far it's going to go. You know what I mean? But as far as what I was getting at, because I got off track. So we are in a digital era, era of information, era of AI, era of Google this, Google that, social media this, social media that. And not just that, like the music that we listen to, whatever's going on with the airwaves itself, whether it's the technology of your phone, the 5Gs, the Wi-Fi's, and all of that. Just like anything has a light side, it also has a shadow side to it. So at this time, like you guys, I really want you to be mindful of how you're utilizing uh, these digital forms of, you know what I mean? You have to use your intuition, of course. You have to use your discernment. But when it comes to clearing karmic debts and karmic energies and things like that, there could be like people that you're connected to. You don't have to know them personally, but like I would, especially if you're a spiritual person, you probably already know what I'm getting at. But like you got to be mindful of the things that you post, because not just for evil eye purposes or people just, um, you know, having ill intent and things like that, or jealousy and things like that, but just um, not giving so much away of yourself or your energy. There's a way to protect yourself and your energy while still being visible, because the thing is that those that are spiritual workers and spiritual healers, you're going to be um, called called to be visible, because your voices are going to be needed. And I feel like right now we have like a saturation of voices that are kind of distractions, voices that are just like entertainment and things like that, especially like in the spiritual community and quote unquote the conscious community or the woke community. There's just a lot of fluff, a lot of uh, it's not completely authentic. You know what I'm saying? Like this is the era of false prophets. And I'm not talking about like false prophets in the sense of like in the church, even though like I do see a lot of those false prophets, like the Christian sectors online, where it's a lot of performing, a lot of, it's just theatrical, and some of it is for clicks and views. But false prophets in a sense of like um, people that are coming to take you off path or like deceive humanity, and they use music to do that. I talk about that a lot. They use these social media content creators and entertainment, like a lot of this stuff is to take you off of a certain path, because I really do believe that we are in an energy of a reset. So either you going to hit your alarm clock back at snooze and you go back to sleep, or you wake the fuck up. You know, you take heed to what spirit is awakening you to. um it's up to you, you know. um yeah, so if you're not being noticed or seen or heard, even though you mean well, you're not doing this for clout and things like that. And mind you, like um these numbers can be manipulated too. So some of y'all could have way more views and likes and things like that and visibility than you think. But uh, YouTube, especially, I'm gonna call it YouTube because YouTube plays with people's numbers. And I've seen this for myself. I've had people screenshot from their end what they see versus what I see on two different. So let's say like I'm on my phone looking at my numbers, um, or I'm on my iPad looking at my numbers, and it will be like in real time, two different sets of views or likes even. Sometimes like I know that it takes time to catch up with like um count certain numbers and things like that. I can remember how to break that down. But basically, like let's say one like is behind on one of your devices, right? It hasn't calculated all likes, if that makes sense. But no, I remember my sis, she was watching a live of mine. She screenshotted the shit. It had 10,000 views on it. And then out of nowhere, it just showed that I had like some really low number, like probably under 50 views, which is crazy. And I don't know what YouTube be doing. And I think it might be different between like if you're watching it from an actual account, or you're watching it in cop, or you're watching it from like the web browser and not actually from your own YouTube account. It might not count everyone's numbers and viewership in that way. I don't know. But what I want to tell you is that it's not always because you're shadow banned, whether you're on TikTok, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on YouTube. It's not necessarily that you're being shadow banned. A lot of it is fucking with your numbers. And psychologically, what that makes you feel like is, and if you genuinely don't give a fuck, it won't affect you as much. You'll just be like, whoever needs to see it, see it. And that's how I've learned to take it, not take it so personal, because, if that's what you're chasing, um, you're chasing something, it's going to run from you, right? You're not going to ever find it. So it's not essentially about how many people views your things, how many people likes your posts and things like that, what you're putting out. It really is about the message, and it really is about the right people. Because what I've learned about the crowd, um, if you think about like a concert and you see like a crowds and pool of people, concerts, I feel like I'm jumping all around, but I feel like it's gonna tie back in. Concerts are really sermons. They are. Because you have like the crowd of people that are listening to the artist, and the artist is ministering their message, right? Whatever that message is, whether it's a message that they've been divinely given, whether it's a message that they've been given through some sort of other entity that don't have the best intentions, or some songwriter where their company or their record labels telling them this is the type of message you need to send out to the masses, even if that's not what they resonate with. Sell this image, speak to the people, tell them to put their devil horns up, tell them to clap their hands, tell them to put their lighters up, tell them to say this word over and over again. It's really, and if you're not, uh, if you're not, you don't have a governance over your minds, because sometimes, like when I've gone to concerts, I've worked, like uh, been a part of the quote unquote the worship, right? Because you're having a good time, you're not thinking. That's part of it. Like the music gets you pulled in and sucked in. That you're just like in the moment and you don't care what the fuck you're doing. But there's been points where I've been like consciously aware when I go to concerts, and I feel like that siphoning of energy. And I look around and I see how entranced people really are, how they don't give a fuck. They're just like, they give their energy to the artist. They're worshiping that artist, and like how they'll even go crazy. I'll never forget. I went to what concert was that? It was an ASAP Mob concert. It was an ASAP Mob concert, and I just like, I wasn't dressed up. I knew better not to wear like heels and dresses and shit. Because there were some girls that, I guess, because they trying to get backstage and shit, so they like dressed up in that way. But I knew better not to. But I should have known not to wear some nice like shoes that I had, because my shoes got fucked up at the concert and my clothes got ripped off almost, because people were like gone. Like soon as they got on the crowd, they didn't care if you were a girl, they didn't care if you were short, they didn't care if you was whatever petite, whatever. They was pushing you out the way to get to the front. And it got so bad that I had to crawl my way out of the crowd, because that's how bad it got. So like, people just lose their fucking minds. But what I've learned about the crowd, when you are trying to chase or seeking to appease or appeal to a crowd of people, you're dealing with a lot of people that are mind controlled. They're hive minded. It takes a group of people that are not. Um, it takes, because you're not going to appeal to everyone. This is the thing. Like, just because people have thousands of fans and things like that doesn't necessarily mean that it's always genuine connectivity. Some of it is really brainwashing. Some of it is um, worship. Um, some of it is trauma bonding. There was this really dope article that sums this shit up perfectly. It was talking about Burning Man and like the where it originated and so on and so forth. And it was a term that they used. My goodness, I can't even remember what it was. But this article it used this term for how people kind of like trauma bond in the crowd. You don't have to stand next to each other to try. It's so weird. Um, and the way that they broke that down, like I felt that I was like, wow. Um, it was kind of like, damn, like profound. So I never want people to be drawn to me out of like some weird parasocial energy, or just following something just because it's a trend. And I feel like a lot of people do that. They don't, people that are drawn to the spirituality of, like, and I'll say the mainstream aspect of spirituality, the mainstream entertainment side of it, where they think it's all love and light, and they think it's like a TikTok reading where, oh, like this, drop 1111, if this resonated, claim this message. It's like, people don't have discernment. Like, I'm not gonna claim something that is not for me. Like, I don't, just because it sounds good, I'm not gonna put a claim on something, especially something as stupid as, like, some, like, you think it's about some guy or some girl that you haven't heard from in weeks, and you feel like they're your twin flame, and the reader and the message is probably fucking with you, like telling you bullshit so you like their video. Oh, your twin flame is coming back. If their name starts with an R or a T, they're going to text you back. They're going to message you back in 5 days if you claim this message or if you repost it. Like, can't you see that that's like some bullshit? Like, you can't read between the lines with that. And then there's like people that are desperate. They're not using their discernment, and they're just going along with it. Oh, I claim this message. That may not be for you, right? Or why would you want to claim something like that? Somebody that obviously doesn't respect you is not calling you back. And y'all know how I get really like fired up when it comes to people wasting their time on love situations that are not for them. I get really passionate about that. But and the whole self-love thing, I get real passionate. But yeah, so you don't want a whole bunch of people just connecting to your energy that's really not for you, because it's like, you got to think of it this way. There's those, and I love this it's a Bible scripture. It's kind of like one of the parables where it talks about I think it's the parable of the fish or something like that, where Jesus says that you have different groups of people that will listen to the sermon, they'll take the sermon, they'll be fired up, and then the next minute they'll just throw it away. Because it's not going to stick. And then there's a one group of people that will hear the message, take the sermon, apply it to their life, be all zealed out, excited, all fired up, and then eventually they can't follow along with the journey, the path, and they drop it. And then there's those that will hear the sermon, apply it, and really change their life and do something with it, and they will multiply it based off of that. I'm paraphrasing this, you guys can probably look that up, but it's a perfect example of, like, not everybody's going to fuck with you like that, understand you, and it's because you're not for everybody. You're not meant to be for everybody. Why would you want to? I feel like people that don't really authentically stand for anything, and they're always looking to appease everybody and make everyone happy, and sometimes even to the detriment of others, that you could be doing people a disservice by keeping them in this state of comfortability. And as long as it feels good and sounds good, I'm with it, I'm down, I like you, I fuck with you. But soon as you apply, or kind of give space for people to take accountability, or to grow, or to change, or to shift, or to see something may not be necessarily good for them, um yeah, they they don't like you no more. They don't fuck with you no more. You're not for them, or it's a little too heavy. It's not all light and fluffy and commercially for them. They don't want to hear it. But I knew that um I knew around like 2020 that it was going to be a time where people felt called to go within themselves a little bit more, because they almost had no choice. It was like the group of people that may have been running from themselves, or running from certain things that they needed to see. And I kind of feel that same energy for some reason right now. Like, this is an energy where you can't run from certain things anymore. Like, it's at the forefront. It's something that you gotta face. There's no running from that, right? um this is a collective purification and cleansing, because I'll never forget, like, anytime I have dreams about the water, and like if I have any dreams where I'm in a body of water, or there's something with water as the central theme, there's something that's either being purified and cleansed, If it has anything to do with me personally, I know like it's showing me like what I need to cleanse and clear. But if it has anything to do with other people in it or collective energy, I know that that represents some form of collective cleansing. Case in point, that dream I had back, I think it was in 2020. I had this dream where from my perspective, it was the entire globe was being swept up in a big wave. It was a giant wave, obviously enough to cover the earth. And I could feel everyone panicking, people freaking out, and I'm just watching the wave almost come over us. And it wasn't catastrophic in my mind how I registered it, because I feel like sometimes when people, when things happen in the physical that seem to challenge our ground, right? Our stability or what we hold on to, what we cling on to, it causes us to freak out, right? But if you understand that some things have to happen for a reason, that's why I don't push love and light, because love and light only alone is delusional. Just as only shadow energy is also delusional, and it's heavy, and it doesn't help anybody, right? To just be in one element, one energy. So if all you're focusing on is I want my life to be comfortable, comfy, cozy, no problems, everything is love, like, and I hate to say it like this, but spirituality is has been colonized in the sense of like this privileged type of energy, like you don't have to go through anything. Life is just supposed to bend to you. It's supposed to make you comfortable. Like that is very immature, very dangerous way of thinking, right? How will you ever go through transformation? Because if you truly believe in what y'all say, as far, and I'm not specifically saying like y'all who's watching, but like collectively of people saying, oh, the spiritual journey is about evolution and growth. It's about transformation and da 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 da. But y'all can't handle it in the sense of like, if someone tells you, like, for instance, if someone tells you that certain connections are not meant to last, no matter how much we try to cling on and we want somebody or we think they're the twin flames and this and that, but you can't fathom that. It bothers you to think that you still have attachments. You still are stuck on a materialistic energy. Therefore, you're not going to be able to evolve. You're not. It's almost like you're anchored by something heavy and you're trying to fly, or you say you want to fly, you say you want to elevate, but you want to stay stuck to something that's keeping you earthbound. And what I mean earthbound is like in this dense energy where you're not elevating, or where your heart cannot be light, or where your mind cannot expand, or you're fixed, you're stuck, right? So there's a lot of contradictions in what people say that they're experiencing, which is why I say like people really look at spirituality as like some trend that you can just take on and off, or it's like, oh, it's Y2K fashion, or it's punk, it's emo core or some shit. Like it's like some trend to people. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's not. And it looks cute and stuff. The memes and all that, look, the funny memes, and it makes it look cute. But like when you're really in the thick, because the human experience itself is spiritual. Like your whole experience, your whole existence is spiritual. You know what I'm saying? It's how you connect with that, how you connect with your humanity, how you connect with your spiritual self within your experiences. You know what I'm saying? The external things that we do, such as like, the tarot is very popular, yoga, um, what else? Spell work, magic, things like that. Like these things are an extension. They're an extension of you. They're not the center point. They're not. These catchy phrases, twin flames and dark night of the soul, the chosen ones, and all that stuff like that. Like all of that shit. Like people take things and turn it into um, themes and categories and uh, genres and things like that, as if it's just not natural things. You know what I'm saying? It's corny to me. And we have to live and learn, obviously, but You know, you're not going to be for everybody. You don't want to be for everybody. You don't. Because if you're for everybody, then that means there's something that you're compromising, because not everybody's going to like you. Especially the more authentic you are to yourself, the more uncomfortable it makes people feel. Because what I've learned, what I've learned and what I've seen, and I'm sure some of you guys can attest to this, anytime a person is truly themselves, it's going to make people uncomfortable that are not themselves, that don't want to, because they don't, for one, don't accept themselves for who they are. They want to be accepted by the world so badly that they're willing to um, not love themselves, essentially, because they want to be liked and loved by everybody else. And I've been in that position, and that's not a place. That's not a healthy place to be, because for one, you're not here to live for other people's approval. You only have this life, and if you believe in the next life, you better get it in your mind that this is your life to experience. Why waste it trying to appeal to other people's life? And again, like, you're never going to make a human 100% happy, just as a human is never going to make you 100% happy, which we should never put anyone in that position of being our whole total existence of joy. Like, that's unhealthy, for one. But in this, I feel like a lot of people are not going to be able to move through a shift, because people are stuck on what they want things to be, rather than make the change that needs to be made. And it starts within self. It starts within self. And if there's anyone around you, and I say this with full care, in all seriousness, if there's anybody in your life that you know does not like you, or does not have your best intentions, or lives a toxic lifestyle, or is someone that is detrimental to the planet in any kind of way, whether they hate women, they hate men, or they don't care for children, or they don't care about the plight of oppressed people that are being oppressed all over the world, not just because it's trendy. Oh, this is going on in Israel, this is going on over here, because it's trendy, I'm gonna hop on it. But you don't give a fuck about the people on your own soil. You're a fucking hypocrite. It's performative, it's fake. It to appear that you have some humanity about you. And you cannot be racist, you cannot be sexist, you cannot be any of those isms that are negative towards another person, and call yourself some spiritual, I'm this. You can't. Don't play that. Let's not do it. Don't you making my ancestors mad, okay? You're offending us over here, okay? All that. No. Let's not do that. That is the reason why we have the problems that we do on this planet right now, because that lack of humanity. And people that cannot get with the program and will not evolve in that, because you got to think of this earth. If you think about the earth as, let's say, all that connects all, and the earth, the root, the soil represents the root chakra, right? Us as a collective, if we can't even make it towards the heart chakra to open up from the heart space, like, you're not going to make it. You're not going to evolve. Because there is some evil people on this motherfucking planet that don't want to change. They don't want to evolve. They want to stay stuck in the same. And we have this collective spell. And I'm still going to do a reading on this. I'm going to probably do it only on Patreon and for members only here on YouTube. But the Destiny Swap of America, the spell of America, like the witchcraft of America. I'm going to talk about that shit. We're going to talk about it. Because I feel like with the social climate and all that we have going on, they're trying to repeat history. I don't know if y'all noticed that. They're trying to repeat that. Y'all think that Make America Great Again is just some slogan that some bigots came up with or whatever. It's actually a whole spell. Because if you think about the word MAGA, yes, Make America Great Again, and then you think about it from a social, like, and historical standpoint, when has America ever been great? You must mean when you had people enslaved, where you had segregation laws and things like that, or where women couldn't vote. Jim Crow, that stuff, that is what y'all talking about. But on a spiritual level, that ties in as well. But when you think about the word MAGA is a person. This is what I'm getting. MAGA is a root from the word magus. Magus being magician or magic. So what kind of magic are you trying to cast on people? And then it goes back to what I said. You want to repeat history where you had people enslaved, which technically, um, if you are working for another person, if you are abiding by laws and rules and regulations, and you need your ID to do this, you need your ID to enter here, you need this to buy this and this and that. Technically, you are a slave to an extent, right? We're slaves, and it's to that extent, right? But in that way that I'm talking about, like, it's that trying to repeat history again and put and cast that spell, because the spell must be breaking, but you're trying to recast that spell again. And that's why when so and so orange man got reelected, I felt worse than the first time. I felt weird. I didn't like it was very unsettling, because I'm thinking about, like, in my mind, in my spirit, I'm like, this isn't good. This isn't good. There's something off with this. And I think of things from a metaphysical perspective, just like I do, like, in any kind of, like, human and a human experience perspective, just day-to-day 3D life shit. But I also look at the other side that's also hidden under that. And I understand that some people are just pawns, right? But there's still some sort of form of magic involved. There's still some sort of illusion cast. And I always say that the orange man is like a great actor, great pretender. He's great at what he does. Um, in a sense that he played on the minds of white supremacist people and bigots. He played on that very smoothly, very good. Like, he played on them, pulled on their bigotry heartstrings to get the vote, because essentially he knew. But this is the funny thing about it, is like, this is all energy. It's not as simple as just white or black or Latino or Asian or anything in between. It's deeper than that. It's about energy. And it's also about class, right? And it's funny because um, this is why I say, like, racism is so irrational, because it will work against itself, just so it will work against itself, if that means that as long as there's someone that is in place, a white face, or has ideologies that I believe in, even if it's going to strip me away of my resources, you know what I'm saying? Even if that means um, it will cost me, my family's freedom, or whatever the case may be, or the little freedom that we do have, as long as it's somebody that's not black, and I'll be damned if it's a woman, especially because you see that, right? And I love this whole topic of Kamala, because we don't know what she is. Oh, she's not really black. Oh, she's black. She's black enough to say I don't want to vote for her, and she's also a woman. So there we go. Um, you know and it's not, I'm not for pro this person or pro that, but I'm just like, want y'all to see the contrast of things and see, like, how energy plays out. And really, in all sense, the more divided you are, the more, like, because they talk about, oh, united we stand. We ain't never been united. We ain't never been united. We could talk about 9/11, how we all came together. We had a kumbaya moment for a minute. We cried and, oh shit, and sung some songs, had some pop artists and some hip hop artists come together and make some trash ass song to make us feel good. But in reality, y'all was still discriminating against people that you quote unquote fear was a terrorist. So we ain't never been united. American people are just, like, so full of shit. So funny to me. Full of shit. And as long as people want to hold on to these so-called privileges that they think that they do have, Chad, we're never going to be united. It's not going to happen. It's not gonna happen. But America within itself, uh, it is a total fucking spell. And like the MAGAs and stuff like that, like y'all motherfuckers is under a spell. You are. I want y'all to look up the word MAGAs. Look it up. MAGUS. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I don't doubt that. I mean, allegedly, let's just say that politicians, they do magic, they do spell work. If y'all believe in like all these secret societies and all this shit and all of that, that they do, they practice fucking magic, and don't think that they ain't practicing it on your ass, okay? Because they is. Just like the Catholic Church, it runs a lot of shit, okay? Them motherfuckers definitely cast spells. Those are them some top witches, okay? Top notch witches, okay? Them fucking Catholic churches. The fucking Catholic Church, the word Vatican, and I showed you this, and it was I think I removed it because I was talking a little too much in that video. Just kind of removed it. I still have it. It's just private. So if you've seen it, you've seen it. But the word Vatican is a prophesying serpent or divining serpent. Okay? It's it was in one of it's the Sibyls, the book about the Sibyls, the first prophetesses. The Everywhere, right? The first prophetess of Mami Wata is what the book is called, but it breaks down what the word divine means. It breaks down what the word Vatican means, and I just learned this literally this week, um, from a really gifted person. She was breaking down, like, she mentioned the Vatican thing too, and but one thing I never knew, I did not know this, is that on the doors of some of these Catholic churches was literally a dragon. And dragons are not inherently evil, because I resonate with dragons. Dragons are a form of a serpent being, right? And then also too, the Pope's hat, that little split at the top, it's a fish, and that comes from a dagon. I believe Babylonian. It's either Babylonian. Yes, I believe. I like this video. I gotta find it so I don't just be giving y'all false information. But look up the fish hat, like the spiritual history behind the Pope's fish hat. They'll try to spin it and say that it's Christ, because Christ represents the fish, and why does he represent the fish in the first place? Like, y'all. Some of you already know some of this stuff, but I feel like I'm just like I'm doing too much. I need to slow down a little bit. But the fish, the dragon, the mermaid, all of those beings, very ancient, like primordial energies, and that these people worship, and they cloak this shit because, like, let's think about it this way. If you guys know about the Sibyls, you guys probably never heard the Sibyls. I talked about the Sibyls here and there, but the Sibyls were these ancient prophetesses before there ever was a Christ, before there ever was a Holy Bible. These women prophesied all throughout history. They were revered. Eventually, patriarch tore down their temples, took over, things like that, kidnapped some of these women, unalived some of these women, so on and so forth. Y'all get the gist. Like, uh, if you want to call it Salem witch trials, things like that. Like, all throughout history, that's just what it is. Like, anytime a woman is in her power and it becomes a threat to, um, the weak patriarch, then that's when they come for you. And then they take your magic, take your shit, and then worship it. Because they know there's power in it. So the goddess energy, very powerful. So Mami Wata is a mermaid, or depicted as a fish. Also, sometimes she's depicted as a serpent, or with a serpent in her hand, or holding a serpent. And that is that power, the power of that divine feminine prophetess energy. You see that all throughout the Vatican, all throughout the church. The shit might be cloaked, just like how they cloak that they worship a black Madonna and child behind the scenes. and sometimes not so behind the scenes because they have like special temples and things like that for with these shrines. But the Holy Bible itself is just pieces of prophecies that have already been told by some of these divine feminine prophetesses. And they just took it and they ran with that. I do believe that Christ is a symbol of a serpent being. If you think about it, why is God depicted as a fish or a symbol as a fish? You got to think about it. Got to think about it a little bit. Just a little bit. Um, but yeah, I feel too like with this energy, this Aquarian age, yes, it is a time of information and things like that. Information that you must use wisely, must use your discernment, must seek out with a clear mind. Um, but it's also an energy of, like I said previously, it's karmic energy. So there's karmic balance, there's clearing out the karmic imbalances and residues. If you have anybody connected to you digitally that does not have your best intentions, get rid of them out of your sight. Get rid of these people out of your sight, because that great divide and separation is happening naturally. Um, there's been instances in this season where I have had to let people go. There's instances where people around me have also been experiencing the same thing. With certain people, like, people's true colors are showing, or just showing that you're just not in resonance, and that's okay. That's why I always encourage people to not hold on to what is trying to leave your life or what needs to leave your life. If you know that it's not for you, you need to let it go. Stop trying to fix something or mend something that is not for you while you're hurting yourself in the process. Because a lot of y'all, not necessarily like maybe pinpointing anybody specific, but just like collectively, what I see is a lot of people are stuck. They're fucking stuck on people, places, and things that happened in their life. And this person did this to me. And like what it does, it really blocks us. It really does. It really does. It blocks your blessings of having the wrong people in your atmosphere, in your space around you. It's like spirit is not going to be able to elevate. And it's real. It's for real. It's real. You have to think about it like this. Let's say you just came home from the hospital with a newborn baby that you just gave birth to, or your let's say hypothetically your partner gave birth to, right? You have a baby in your care. It's precious, fresh lungs, everything. And you have people all up in your house with COVID, people with drug addictions. I'm just using this as a metaphor, not literally, but like, let's say like the sickness of an atmosphere. People that are violent, have anger issues, people that do not like children, people that have all kind of lust demons in them and stuff like that, or whatever. You got these type of environment, and people that don't really like you like that, right? They're jealous of you. They make little sly comments about you. They like singling you out. You have a partner that, or a person that will not commit to you. You have all these people in this environment welcoming your baby home. Would you feel comfortable passing your baby around to these people, just mentioning what the fuck I said, what type of energies they got? Would you feel comfortable passing this precious bundle of joy of yours, passing that baby around, having them even breathe the same airs like the person that got the COVID or something in the house? Would you even allow that? So now I want you to think about it from this perspective. In your personal life, just in your everyday life, and let's say also on your social media, because I said there's something about digital that's very important because that's the age that we're in. You have something precious that you want to give birth to in this world, in this life, something that you dream of, something that's your purpose, something that's grand, something that's special. And you have all these people in your life with all these tainted energies, people that don't like you, people that are miserable, people that are just terrible people, or people that are watching you, they don't support nothing that you fucking do, because now on social media you have the power to unfollow and have them unfollow you, and you can block people. Yes, people are desperate and they'll still seek you out. If they're that desperate, they'll do all kind of shit to keep their eyes on you. This is the thing though. They don't have access to you fully though. Once you block, that should send a signal that you do not have access, no matter how many times people try to re-access your energy. Okay. Um, Once you block, clear, delete, unfollow, or you cut a motherfucker off, you tell them what it is, or you just move on with your life, or you tell them I can't be in this relationship anymore, or this is not healthy for me. I know we're family, but I need to distance myself, or we've been friends for a long time, but this just whatever the case may be, or no explanation. You cannot bring something forth that is blessed in an energy that is tainted, in an environment that is disgusting, that is tainted, that has people in the environment that are tainted. And ladies, I want to let y'all know, okay, and men too, because there's women predators as well. Women especially. When you're dealing with somebody that has an extreme lust spirit on them, where they have to cheat, they can't stop cheating, they have a sex problem, a sex addiction, they don't respect you, they see you as an object, they see other people as objects. That spirit of perversion excels. It just keeps leveling up, you know. That's why, like, sometimes you hear like when we hear these stories about celebrities, how they do all this freaky shit and stuff like that. And I think in my mind, and I used to think this a lot, I'm like, it doesn't really surprise me so much, because when you have access to certain things and you have like a certain lustful spirit on you, sometimes like you're not gonna get fulfilled off of that. So you got to try something else. Oh, I ain't never been with this type of person, or this and that, let me try this, and then that's not fulfilling, it's bored, because it's the spirit that governs them. Which is why you cannot have these type of men in your house around. Don't be surprised they sleep with family members. Don't be surprised if they're predators against little ones and things like that. Like, you cannot. Or messing with your animals and shit. Like, some of these people are that disgusting. And I hate to say it like this, but I feel some women especially are so stigmatized and so caught up on men and so desperate for love that they will settle for the most demonic man ever. And sometimes, like, women, if you are if your partner is a woman, that same wound that you carry, whether you dated men ever or you never dated a man, you've only dated women as a woman, that desperation, that energy inside of you is going to seek out that. It's like it's going to seek out that validation. It's going to attract the wrong person that has that spirit of either lust and or other type of energies that you just don't need around you. It's never that serious to sell yourself out for love. These people aren't that special when you think about it. If this person ain't treating you like you special, like, why the fuck would you want them? Like, why? And it's not normal. I don't care how men try to slice it and dice it, making it seem like it's normal to be a horn dog and look at women sexually all day, every day, sitting up in strip clubs all the time. Like, that's their only source of fun, or they got to sleep with multiple women and things like that. That's a sick person. They're not well. They're sick. That doesn't mean you're more of a man because you stick your dick here and there everywhere. You're a sick person, mentally and emotionally. You're not well, especially when you don't discern who the fuck you're sleeping with. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you you have to protect your energy. And I know I'm jump skipping around, but I feel like it all correlates. Like, we're going through a heavy purge of energy right now, in a lot of ways, collectively, socially, whatever, in your personal lives, within yourself, the world itself. It's a deep purge. It is. It's a deep purge. A deep fucking purge is happening. And some people are just not going to want to be washed clean. They're going to think water is going to make them sicker, or they're allergic to water. They're not going to want to cleanse themselves energetically. They don't see any use in it, or they're just too far gone. But there's going to be a clean sweep. It's happening. It's happening now. Y'all keep looking up to the sky, hoping something will come down or someone's going to save you. That's not going to happen. It's not happening. Y'all saw that with that fake rapture shit. A lot of those people were disappointed. Why? Because I feel like, for one, personally, I feel like they were trying to escape something. There's something within a certain collective of people that know that they've done wrong. They don't want to be here. There's a shift. They're not going to be able to exist in this climate where we're going. Some people are not going to be able to exist in that, which is why they do a good job of pulling people into panic and fear and trying to get you to conform and stay stuck, keep you in this fucking loop, keep you in this energy of control, because it feeds their power. Fall season is the harvest season, and energy harvest for demonic energies and spirits, low vibrational entities and spirits. They love using things to keep you in fear. Oh, we're going to shut this shit down. People are going to lose their jobs. We're going to do that. And what does it do? It sends panic in people. But the truth is, them motherfuckers is scared. They're scared. Because their time is coming. Their period of governance, it's up. Yeah, you still have some people that are still stuck and still viewing this system from a place of, it's going to save us, it's going to rescue us, or it's going to vindicate us, it's going to do X, Y, and Z for us. No, the fuck it's not. It never has. It's never been good for you. Even if you think it has, even if you benefit a little bit from it. No, it hasn't. The only means to govern you and control you is through spiritual warfare and witchcraft. It's the only way that they can continue to control you. Spiritual warfare and witchcraft is not always some candles and some sigils and hamdullah behind the scenes and some fucking cloaks and shit. It's also the plans and things that they do to fearmonger you, to energy harvest off of you. They feed off of that. They feed off that shit. And as long as you don't know your power, as long as we're just sleeping around and waiting for something hopeful to happen one day and wake up and the world is going to be a better place because we're going to put this person in position of power to make it better, as long as we continue to do that, we're fucked. I feel like the final round to this is like trying to put someone in your face that looks like they're going to fix everything. And that's when you should worry. When they put someone in your face finally in that same system or some shit like that that looks like they're going to change and fix something for real, you should be worried at that point, because that's like the ultimate chess move, and I feel like a lot of people are going to fall for that. It's just to keep you enslaved, keep you trapped again in the loop. If y'all like it, I love it. Y'all like it here, cool. If y'all like it, I love it for you. Yeah. You know. Yeah. So I would implore y'all to try to tap in with yourself and your spiritual team to keep you anchored, to keep you grounded, yes, but to also keep you focused and to keep you above and not below and not stuck and not in fear. I talk about ancestor work a lot because I do believe that the ancestors that do have our best will and intention, they are really there for us. They live inside of us. They are a part of us. They run through our veins, our blood. Those that came before us, a long lineage. So why not, you know, look to your divine team and divine source God, your angels that you have that are there to assist you. Stop looking for man to, and what I mean by man, not literally like just males, but like people and human in general, to fix your world, your life. It starts with self. It, like, we all turn our light bulbs on, it's game over in a good way. But as long as we like waiting on somebody else to flicker the lights on, or like, and you're gonna have people that's gonna try to tear you down and pull you back in, and at the expense of like your energy is if it's your energy source is pure and it's powerful in a sense that it shifts things, it blesses people, or it favors other people by being connected to you. And I'm not just talking about materialistically, but people might have felt like shit, now they feel better being connected to you, and they drain and take from you, or they get validation through you, but they want to tear you down in the process. It's like, how dare you, right? When you cut those people out of your life, they're going to feel it. Trust me. They're going to come to you. Some of them are going to try to come and play humble with you. Some of them might literally regret and feel remorseful. Some of them are scared of the repercussions, because when you take your ashe off of people, I'm telling you right now, they are going to experience, it's like, it's not like you did anything to them. It's just whatever they were running from and not dealing with, or the karma, because your favor was on them. So the things that they really were supposed to face, it backfires. If you want to know how your power and your karmic affects people, like, look at where your Saturn placement is and like where your Mars placement is. It'll tell you, like, when you remove your ashe, what areas people get attacked in when they fuck with you. So, for example, let's say, for instance, somebody has like a Saturn in Aries or a Mars in Aries. Their whole reputation, how they see themselves, they might feel like they're nobody. They might feel like shit. They might feel insignificant. Their ego, whatever ego boost that you gave them, they're going to question their whole identity thanks to you. Let's say you have a Cancer's Mars or Saturn Mars. Most likely you're going, they're like, the karma that they experience is going to start in their home where they feel safe. Their security is going to be attacked. They're not going to feel safe or secure. Their relationships may fall apart. They might receive karma when it comes to stability, home, living, like that. Like, it's just is what it is. Saturn and Mars. Probably some other things too, but yeah, people, once you remove your ashe from them, they think, oh my God, this motherfucker did a spell on me. No, you did a spell on yourself. How did you do that? Because you were benefiting off of somebody's energy and power, and when it got stripped from you, now it's almost like when you uh what's it called? What's that movie? Aladdin. The movie Aladdin, where Aladdin asks for all these things from this genie, and he's able to give it to him, right? But then once that spell wears off, he goes back to being the quote unquote the street rat again, right? So it's not a change of anything really. That glamour spell, that magic, or that favor that was on them, it is removed. So back to reality, or back to the things that you need to see about yourself. It's just how it works. It's not always, oh, somebody did a spell or they did. No, no. When you take your ashe off of people, they're not going to thrive off of your expense. And that's the thing that you got to be mindful of. Some people give people their destiny to swap with. You give it, just like Ariel did in The Little Mermaid. Her little goofy ass wanted to be up on the land so bad. She wanted that man so bad. She had a beautiful voice. She said, fuck this voice. I don't care, bitch. You can have it. Not was it just that you took her singing abilities away. Her ability to fucking speak was gone. How do you give your soul, your essence, your expression? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she willingly gave it to the bitch. Like, here, Ursula, like, take this, bitch. And what did she do? She tried to destiny swap and take that man from her. She wanted that life. She wanted that. So some people be willingly giving it to people. Because you want something so bad, you're willing to sell yourself for it. And like, I really, this whole celebrity thing, I'm gonna do that real quick with the destiny swapping thing. Not in the way probably like some of y'all think, because I do think that some artists do destiny swap with other artists and shit like that through spell work. But I'm talking about from a sense of, if you have a God given talent or gift, you should never have to suck dick for it to get on, bend over for it, sign your name in blood or whatever allegedly they got to do for something that's already yours and destined for you. You just gave your power and your energy away to somebody. Now they possess you and they own you. And don't think that they ain't, because the swap, what is a swap? You give me this, and here, take this load off. So when you're being destiny swapped with, or when you're willingly giving your energy away to somebody, they're benefiting off of the things that you should be benefiting off of, and now you're carrying what? Their weights. You're carrying their blockages. You're carrying their burdens, their fears, their insecurities. You feel obligated to carry them because you're still micromanaging your destiny in someone else's hands. You're still watching it, still watching over it. A lot of motherfuckers wouldn't be shit without you. That's why they feel that if someone was the shit already, they wouldn't feel the need to try to take from you. So when you give that away, you're swapping something. So when like artists say, "Oh, I ain't getting paid for my music," and they own my name and they own this, because you gave them that right, and now you're their slave. Because they wouldn't be nothing without you. They're just a person behind a suit or whatever. Now you got all these spirits and entities on you and things like that. You hate yourself. You got to smoke weed to oblivion, snort coke to oblivion, fuck a whole bunch of bitches on your tour bus. You get bored. Now you sleeping with men and sleeping with this person, sleeping with that person. And some of them just take their own lives because they just can't deal with it anymore. The music industry itself is a fucking destiny swap. You shouldn't be sitting here having to sell yourself out for the gift that God gave you. That's a cold game. Entertainment industry just in general, not just music. Any type of entertainment that you see, where you have to sign your name or sign something over allegedly, whatever. But if you think about it just from an earthly sense, you get with some man or you have family members or friends or whatever around, and these people don't really have your best intentions. They might covet and are jealous of the things that you possess, and they come into your life and they take from you, and you take on what their burdens. And then when you have the sense, when you wake up and when you see it for what it is, and you finally cut those people off, I guarantee you their life, it seems like it goes to shit, but it's not going to shit. It's just the karmic energy. Like you took that, like I said, you took that light off of what was already dark there. Well, already what the cobwebs were already there. That's magic. So, like, if you think about, like, because I keep referencing Disney movies, when you look at cartoons and Disney movies and things like that, they'll show you things that seem like, oh, that's fairy tale, that's fantasy, right? How, I'm gonna go back to The Little Mermaid, where Ursula was cloaked as this woman, right, getting married to Eric, and then when Ariel broke the spell, she got her power back. Ursula turned back into her, right? So again, it's showing you how magic works. It's an illusion, right? Until you break it. So let's say the illusion or the magic was um, you connecting with someone that you thought was for you, that loved you, that cared about you, but this person coveted. They just wanted what you had, and for whatever reason, you gave your ashe to them. Oh, I'll help you on your business. I'll do this for you. With the person that has your best intentions, like helping each other out is not a bad thing. So that's not what I'm saying. But let's say with the wrong person, right? They're trying to get their business up. You give all of your time and your energy into that, and they're taking and they're benefiting. Oh, girl, how you do that? Oh, what you use? Oh, how? Okay. Yeah. And you're giving all your energy to them, and you're not investing in your own self because you've given that energy that you have within you, or where you should be placing the energy at, into them, and they're benefiting. They're riding the wave. Good things are coming to them. You know what I'm saying? Based off of your energy. When you strip that from them, now they're scraping for change because they don't have any inspiration or anything to pull from or to suck from anymore. They don't have it anymore. So what looks like, oh, it was glam, it was shiny, it was all it is. And then when it's not, it's like, what happened? that magic was removed. That illusion was removed. That's what happened. That's what had happened. That what had happened was, yeah, what had happened was, I'm glad, sis. Yes. It has to be for somebody. I know I'm just not here just bumping my gums, okay? But no, I'm glad it's hitting, it's resonating. Cause it's time to pour into yourself, and it's not to say like like this selfish person, don't care about anybody, but you have to care about your well-being first. It's the only way you're gonna be able to maneuver successfully in this world, in this life. And sometimes you don't even got to do spiritual protection work and all this stuff. Like, you're spiritually protected when you walk in alignment with who you are and your truth and your assignment and your mind and your business, and you're putting what you need forth in life that God instilled inside of you. And people better keep their mouth off of you, because like I said, depending on what's in your chart, like those weapons of destruction and warfare, and I learned this from an elder too, like your Mars is your weapon of destruction. Just as like it's something that you have to work through, but that's where your power lies. And yeah, and I'm not telling people to just go out and start harming people. Like, no, like a person that really is a chosen person for power, in a sense of, because we can have powers all day and be a powerful individual, but if we take our powers and to hurt and to harm, like what good is that? And what I mean by that is not for the sake of you protecting yourself. Like some people just, oh, that person cut me off in traffic. Let me write down their license plate and let me put a spell on them or some dumb shit like that. Oh, this bitch, you know, this bitch is with the man I want to be with. Let me put some roots on her. Like, you dumb bitch. Like, sad ass bitch. Oh, because I don't like this person. Oh, I'm gonna put a spell on them. Like, you weak as fuck. Oh, you're Mars and Aries, girl. And that's his ruling planet too. But like I said, like with Mars and Aries, like your weapon of destruction is like making a person question their whole identity. Cause Aries rules the first house. That's self. And that's also ego. So like you're dealing with people that are heavily in their ego, self-centered, pompous type of motherfuckers, like you will humble them in a quick fast, like if you really wanted to. Or just like that's just their karma. Or whatever your Saturn is too. But like your weapon of destruction is making people question their whole like identity. Like, who the fuck am I really, for real? Like, you could tell a motherfucker about themselves if you wanted to. Hence, Cardi B being I believe, a Aries moon, like being able to go for the juggler, like hit gut punch a bitch, because the moon is our emotions intuitively. She probably can like read a person, like what type of person they are intuitively, and like break them down to a science, and then break them down to their needs. Yeah. Yeah, and that makes sense too, like that people would try to humble you as well, because you have that. Because naturally, like you having a Mars in Aries, you might have a very strong disposition of who you are. And you don't play about yourself, is what I'm gathering from that. So I can see why people that feel some type of way are maybe not as confident or self assured or know who they are may try to humble you and tear you down. That would make a lot of sense. Just off of that, off top. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And you don't gotta humble a person in a mean way, like at all. It's when you tell people about themselves, like when you like it's not easy to sometimes be told about yourself. Like who wants to, like, it's like, excuse me, bitch, like, excuse me, what is that? Excuse me. Why not? Pisces sun, Sag rising, Gemini moon. Interesting. Interesting placements. But yeah, girl, your weapon of destruction is like telling the person about this that like really like, you know, make them question their whole self, because again, going back to Cardi B, like I'm not siding with Cardi B nor or Nicki Minaj. I'm just using this as like a social kind of experiment, not experiment, but like presentation of like how energy works, or in this particular topic, like Aries being the ruler of the first house, the identity, the self, so on and so forth, and its ruling planet being Mars, the planet of war, and that being her moon, emotions, her intuitive self. She's able to hit people in the gut when it comes to who they think they are. Yeah, true. Just being honest and just being like, it is what it is. People don't like that type of delivery. People don't like that type of delivery. What I've learned, like humans, they like being lied to a little bit. Sometimes, maybe some don't. I don't, because I'm like I brace myself. Like I'll ask people like be honest with me, because if there's something that I'm struggling with within myself, and I want to be clear to make sure, like be mindful of how I treat people, and if some of my energy is a certain way. So I'll ask people close to me. I'll just be like, be honest with those that I know that will be real with me and not say it to hurt or tear me down, but be real and be honest, be sensible about it, but direct and be authentic. And I brace myself. Like it might not be something I want to hear, but I do want to hear the truth. So lay it out, lay it flat, you know, because it's not about being right. And this is the thing too, like I have a lot of placements in my first house too, so I stand in strong disposition too. It takes a lot to try to like no, it takes a lot. So when it comes to yeah, because I have a stellium in my first house. So when it comes to like things that I believe in and things like that, like it's very hard to like brush that off for me. And it's not about being right. It's just because when I believe in something, I believe in it in a sense of like, no, bitch, like you can't tell me nothing different than that. And then where my Mars placement is, I'm that energy too is like I don't play about people that I care about either. That's another thing. It's like Big Mama. It's fucking Azuli Domtor with her machete. Like, don't come for people I love. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Especially people that I know love me back. Like, oh, bitch, you ain't gonna do that to my people. You ain't gonna do it. It's not happening. I stand 10 toes on that. So, I mean, I understand. Yeah. So, no. Just for shits and giggles, well, not really shits and giggles, I'm gonna pull some cards. So if y'all been on here, okay, here's a little treat for you, because I know some people just be like thinking that I'm gonna just be pulling cards all day, every day, all the time. Like, no, I'm an oracle. I don't have to have the cards all the time, boo. It just comes through. Hence the word oracle. It's oral. It comes through the tongue, the mouth, the voice. What's y'all favorite Like a Boy? Sierra or Beyonce's Like a Boy? I'm just curious because Sierra's Like a Boy is on TV, and I forgot about this song. But I used to like this song. Sierra's Like a Boy or Beyonce's Like a Boy? I like the little dance scene in this. Sierra with that back bend is something dangerous. I don't know how she do it, child, but she can go really low. And she did it in heels in a video recently. I said, how the fuck, girl? How did you do that? How you do that? Not Joe's, I want to know. You like Beyonce's If I Was a Boy? Yeah. If I Was a Boy, yeah. So Sierra's like a boy. Oh, you like Sierra's better? Yeah. I think Beyonce's vocals was really good in If I Were a Boy, but I'm just not a fan of that song so much. But I like Sierra's too. And I like the dance number in that video, so. Alright. Spirit, Divine Source. And I think it's a remix or a remake. Beyonce's If I Were a Boy, I think. I don't know if that's an original song. I don't think so. I think it's a remake or something. There was some controversy around that song, if I'm not mistaken. I do like I Am Sasha Fierce. I like that CD, but that song in particular, I just wasn't like, it's just whatever. Was it Sasha Fierce album? I Am Sasha. I think that is from that album. I think it was. I don't know. All right, cards. Yeah, you have people jealous. You have 3 5s. I kid you not. You got the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. 6 of Cups. This could be past energy. You got the Mother of Knives, which is the Queen of Swords in this deck at the top. Okay. There's something about spiritual surgery. Spirit is saying, okay, spiritual surgery in a sense of like spiritually going in and removing something, let's say tumorous spiritually out of you. So like if it's the tumor, let's say, is envy and jealousy that others have placed on you or like against you, and that may be blocking your progress in some kind of way, or keeping you from wanting to be seen, or keeping you from being, oh shit, Spirit about to, girl, okay, wow. We're gonna release this. We're gonna break this shit. Cause some of you, this is blocking you from relationships, the type of connections and people that you're meant to meet. So if you have a fear of being seen, you have a fear of trusting people, you don't feel like no one likes you and things like that. What this energy, that this projection of energy, let's say the spiritual tumor, let's say it's grown in big size, like the size of a golf ball, and it's blocking your lungs, your ability to breathe, right? So breathe, let's say, in the ability to breathe life into new things, to give birth to new energies and connections. This is blocking you. This is why you need to, essentially what Spirit's saying, like the incision is not giving a fuck. That's how you remove this. You don't give a fuck. It's how you remove the tumor. You have the Selena card, don't be afraid. So Selena dealt with betrayal from a friend, right? Um, and unfortunately, that was her demise. That is not your story. Don't be afraid to cut a motherfucker off. Okay? Do not let them reel you back in. Once you've cut them off, and this is so sad, and I'm just using this as a reference, but unfortunately, Selena, like, she was cutting Yolanda off. She was, the night before she went back with her to the hotel, her and her husband had got the documents they needed, and that was it. Yolanda knew that that was it for Selena. So what did she do? She tried to reel her back in. That's why I said, when it comes to these people that you cut out your life, I'm telling you, they're always going to test you to see your boundaries if you're going to allow them back in, whether it's through being sweet, whether it's through fear tactics, whether it's through attacking you, whatever way, whatever it is, do not re-engage, whatever that looks like. Do not re-engage, because Selena, she let Yolanda trick her into taking her to the hospital because she said somebody had harmed her. Hold on, I gotta find my cat real quick. to that led to her mind. Oh, there you are, baby. Okay, I'm just looking for you. Okay, I don't know if he was outside or where. Okay. Yeah. So do not re-engage. I'm not saying that it has to be like that, like something detrimental is that type of situation, but more so from a place of them gaining access and having the ability, or giving the at least giving them the ability to entrap you again, okay, and take from you, because this is taker energy with the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Swords, this is energy of people gossiping, slandering your name. Maybe they're just a gossiper. They talk shit about people in general. Definitely people in competition, or someone in competition with the Five of Wands, wanting something that you have, willing to fight you for it. Um, you're not you're not someone that doesn't get it or see things. I feel like you are smarter than what people might think you are. Um, or they know that you're really smart, and they find you to be someone that's attractive as well. So it's like a double-edged sword, a trigger for them, because you're well-rounded in your energy. You're not just attractive, or you're not just smart. You're not just one thing. And I feel like that's the things that they admire and want for themselves, but they're also jealous of that. Hence why they want to take it from you, or place that energy onto themselves, whether they know that that's how they're doing it, or they do know intentionally. Because some people are spiritually aware in that sense, and they know what they're doing. Mm, yeah. Set up a girlfriend proposal and broke up with me a week later and said it's them and not me. Uh-uh. Yeah, no. Nope. Those emotional games and shit. Fuck that. And it will never, this is the thing too, what I noticed with, and this has happened to me many times with people that I have cut off, and I knew I should have stayed and not have gone back. I should have kept them cut off. When they come back, they'll play nice with you. They either will say something nice, but they'll never apologize, or they'll give you a half-assed apology, and that's how you know it's not genuine. It's not. It's never genuine. They'll never fully apologize. It's always half-assed, or they won't. They'll just be like, "Oh, I miss you. What you up to? Oh, we should, blah, 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 blah," or whatever. Or that wasn't my fault. I didn't mean what. It's never gonna be a full apology, if any apology at all, because it's disingenuous, and it's just a way to gain access back to you. Or they'll try to brush it over with something stupid, like sending you some memes or some shit, or inviting you out, or I bought you something, or something stupid, right? To gain your access and your trust. And let me remind you, it's always going to be transactional. If not 99% of the time, it's going to be transactional. Yep, it's always going to be, what can I get from you? What can I take from you? It's always transactional. Or like something, like I said, to like disarm you, to gain trust back, or to test your boundaries, to test the waters, to check your temperature, see where you at. No. Nope. There's something that you might need to sleep on. Because some of you guys, spirit is saying like to wait, or could be majority of you, like spirit saying to wait, and it could be you should respond to something, and spirit saying, but don't right off the bat, because there's something that I feel like either you're going to have a dream about, or you're going to get a revelation about when you just kind of like fall back for a second, take some time away. You're going to see the truth of something. If you have dreams about a snake, pay attention to that. If you have dreams about somebody maybe needing to be rescued from a snake pit or from a snake, pay attention to that. Because I feel like Spirit's giving you a heads up into the nature of this, where it is some sort of energy of trying to reel you back in, trying to gain your sympathy. It's a trick. Do not fall for it. I'm just telling you right now. It's this energy, like I keep getting, they need to pull on your heartstrings. They need you to feel. That's one of, if y'all want to know, like one of the best ways that people get, how do I explain this? One of the number one ways a spirit attaches itself to a person is it needs to get into your heart first. Because emotionally, if you are attached to something emotionally, it's going to be hard for you to let it go, is it not? So the heart is like the place of access for a spirit. It has to get there. It needs to get you emotionally into thinking that this is going to make you feel better, or this is what you want, this is what you need. This is what's going to make you feel better. This is what's going to validate you. That's the number one way that a person can latch on to you, or a spirit can, like, is to latch on to your heart, to where it's going to be hard for you to let it go. Feeling your body, you find somebody who makes you change your ways. I can't get with your groove. That's what's on right now. Usher, you got it bad. And everything in your past, you wanna let go and dance on it. Yeah. Somebody, yeah, like this is just right on time. Stuck on something, and it doesn't have to be romantically, because I don't feel like that's this. I feel like this is just a like universal situation. It does not have to be just romantic. I feel like this can be any connection. You got to use your spiritual eye to see it for what it is. And at the top of the deck, you got the Aquarius card with the stallion, Megan the Stallion. So, if you are a feminine or a female Aquarius, this message could be for you. Or again, going back to the age of Aquarius, where this is a spiritual surgery going on. It's not just all about um, information, information and education to help, like that's going to benefit you and help you. Access that. This is a time for you to access your spiritual library, to tap into yourself, your power, your magic, your worth, in maybe a different layer, a different aspect. What is the energy blocks that I have? What is the karma that I'm working out? Saturn energy. What's going on with your Uranus? If you have Aquarius in the chart, where is it placed? What is it that I'm working through? How can, like, the knowledge of myself? Like, this is the time to do that. Because a lot of the reason why we can get tripped up in our journey is because we're not focused on ourselves enough in a constructive way, not like in a way of, oh, I gotta work out, oh, I gotta be the baddest bitch, I gotta do this, I gotta have all these degrees, I got, like, that's cool. But the internal world, learning about that, who that person is first, is the most important thing. Because if you're focusing on, oh, I gotta have a man, or I gotta have a girl, I gotta have this, I gotta be that, I gotta, and that's your focus, your central focus is everything externally outside of you. That's how you get caught up in the world. Not saying that it's a bad thing to want a partner, it's a bad thing to want to excel, bad thing to do certain things. But if you have no spiritual governance, that's how you get played. When you don't understand yourself, you don't understand your power, you don't understand your traps, your snares, your weaknesses, you don't understand your favor, your blessings, um, certain things that you're more skilled and more favored in based off of like your own studying of who you are. And I know some people try to demonize astrology because we made it look entertaining and funny. Oh, what's in your fifth house? And oh, let's see if we can you know what I mean? Like it's funny to some people that don't get it, and they might look at it, oh my god, here you go with the astrology, or oh, this is so lame, or these astrology guru people. But that shit is really a document into you, who you fucking are, literally. The time that you were born and the stars in the sky, that is something powerful to look into. If you don't know how to do it, somebody else, I'm sure, is skilled enough, someone that you can trust, because you don't want these fucking astrology warlocks and witches using your shit. Because there's people that look at people's shit, natal charts, for bad, for bad purposes and reasons. So it's best to know, like, to study and learn yourself through that, because that matters. You know, where your traumas are, where you're healing. Like I said, what is your, where are you blessed? You know, where are you more strong and more skilled in? What is your lessons? What did you learn in the previous life, or certain things of your past that you took here with you, and what are you bringing into your future? What are you manifesting? What's your purpose? What gives you passion? Where your vices, your addictions may lie. Like, it's good to know this about yourself. So it's time to be selfish in a healthy way. Like, self first. This is the perfect time for you to do this. Let's see what else. Spirit is saying there's something with exercise or dance, moving your body, your energy. If you are a feminine energy, there's something with sacred, sensual dancing, maybe belly dancing, something with moving your body, shoot, twerking, shit, that's an art, child, that's an art, okay? Pole dancing, that's a motherfucking art as well. But there's something about moving your body. If you really apply this energy to yourself in the way that resonates with you, like really focus on you, um, within a few months, maybe during Capricorn season, you will be grateful for this time of focusing on yourself. Now is not the time to numb yourself, okay? Right now, in these few months going into the next few years is very crucial for your spiritual well-being, for your life. Like, you really need to study yourself. Really sit with yourself. As much energy as you give to trying to look fly for these women, or trying to look, sexy for these men, or whatever, we're focusing on what the external world thinks about you. This is the time to study you. Take all that energy, reel it back in, into learning about really what and who you are. Your strengths, your weaknesses, like where your power lies, where's your passions, ambitions, where are you going to be most aligned with your core true self. So if I had to use this as a map, let's say like where your Jupiter is in your chart, your Jupiter, where you excel. And that's just one of the placements for excelling in like success. But like Jupiter is the planet of luck and expansion. Where you'll expand most, maybe where you might learn a lot from, or the way that you like to learn or prefer to learn, or again, where your lucky placement is, your Venus, your love languages. Pluto could be your vices, your addictions, your obsessions, like, or things that you're prone to be. Um, You know what I mean? Like, now is the time to do that. And not being afraid to shine. Be humble about it. Be careful who you have around you. You don't want to give everything away. Like, have some sacredness about your energy, but don't shy away from who you are. Yeah, this is time to let go of bad habits, especially in Libra season. You have the Ashanti card, Ashanti with the Libra. Okay, so I'm hearing the her song Unfoolish. You're not foolish. You're letting it go. And somebody might have pulled the rug up under you because they got what's this, Tyrese, how you gonna act like that? Let them go. You know, if somebody left you, um, let them go. And this is the thing too, because I know that some relationships can be mended after time periods of separating yourself. Like, that happens. But you have to be very discerning with that, because not everybody's a changed man or changed woman just because they come back. Again, that access. If this person was no good to you at any point in the relationship, because mind you, people go through things where they feel like they need to separate themselves because, or they're just unsure. But if you are dealing with somebody that has been nothing but narcissistic to you, or a terrible person to you for the majority of the connection, because you can fake the funk in the beginning, like most people do, they play the game, love bomb. But if it gets to a place where um somebody is going through something and maybe you guys need to separate because you go through those transitions within yourself, right? That's different. But if it's a literal toxic situation for the majority of the connection, the friendship, the romance, the family dynamic, then them coming back is not going to do you any good. Because again, heartstrings. That's why we get pulled back in karmic loops as people, as humans, because the hearts. When someone's in your heart space, it's very hard for you to let that energy go. And you want to give it the benefit of the doubt. You want to give that person the benefit of the doubt because what? You love them. And a lot of people know that, especially toxic ass men or women or romantic situations. They know that shit. If it's family, they know that shit. It's like, oh, we're family. They're not going to diffuse me. They ain't going to, or romantic partner, oh, she loved me, or oh, he loved me. He'll take me back. And they're right. As long as they love you to the point where it has to get to a point where you love yourself more, or you're fucking tired. That might be the place sometimes that it takes to get to. Like, you just get fucking tired, or from the start when you know that that person is playing with you, it's like, no, like, mm-mm, no. And we are in Libra season right now, so Libra, as you know, that's the energy of weighing the scales, Maya energy, also the energy of contracts and partnerships, contracts being cut. Like, some of this is final. Like, like, it's the year of the 9, because next year technically is going to be the year of the 10, but that's ultimately also a completion in fullness, but it's technically a 1 in a sense, which is a restart, a new beginning. It's also the I am, the self. So this year, anything that's holding you back, keeping you, I seen an astrology post where she said a lot of people have been trying to claim this year as being their year, but technically next year is going to be a lot of people's year, because if you choose yourself in this year, you decide to cut and clear what does not serve you in this year, you eclipse it and you close it out. Next year, if you put that energy into yourself, which is why I'm saying, like, right now, these next few months is crucial to pour into yourself for real, to study yourself for real. Because next year, when we do get in there, because technically the new year is spring equinox of the next year, but we have our closures during winter season, right? That's the closure season. And where spring equinox is where everything is made new. Okay? Birthing, the season of birth, things sprout, they grow. It's a very fertile time, fertile energy, where this season is more about things falling away. Then you get into winter season. That's a season of isolation where things are still, where it's more of a somber energy. Next year will be very different if you applied this throughout the year, like really cutting your losses and cutting the things out of your life that need to, or allow the things that need to fall away, especially in this season, Libra season. Allow the scales to weigh themselves to where your heart is light as a feather. You don't want any heavy energy or anything pulling you down. This is a time to cut contracts, and some of it's already happening. Certain spiritual contracts and things that from previous timelines in your life, like past experiences that you've had or connections or things like that, it's done. Especially if you ain't got no feeling behind it no more like that. It's not heavy for you no more. You feel that release. This might have been a 9-year fucking cycle for some. Maybe. It's time to cut the shit out. It's time to cut it out. Because next year, that's the reset, that's the new beginning energy. It's new beginnings. It's no time for sitting here twiddling your thumbs, waiting for something to happen or waiting for someone to come back. If so, you're going to repeat a whole nother cycle all over again. You know, that's what it's looking like. As long as you stay stuck on the things that you should be ending now, you're going to repeat a whole nother cycle all over again. And I don't know if it's going to be a 10-year cycle, but that's what it's giving. You don't want to do this shit all over again. Um, and even if it's not the same energy or the same person or situation with people, um, if you're still standing in that energy of in between, or you don't want to let go of a certain pattern or a certain type of partner or something, whatever you're stuck on that you know that you need to release, you're going to repeat that in another body with some, like another person, you know, in another body, same energy, same situations, until you cut this. Like, you have to do, like, you know, not saying like you have to in a sense like you better do it. It's your free will choice. Because I feel like some of you are not going to want to do it. You don't want to do it. It's like, no, I'm going to thug this out. Okay. Have fun. You know, because like, child, we ain't doing that. Yeah, it's done. So if it's like, if there's anything, like, I would pray this: divine source, highest self, divine all knowing, whatever is still lingering in my heart, in my past, in the back of my mind, anything that's keeping me stuck, anything that's keeping me blinded, um, to my future, my path, whatever, however, like, if there's anything hidden, make it clear, make it plain, and help me to release myself from this, to cut cords, to finalize this, to close this energy out once and for all. Help me to finalize the things I need to finalize. Reveal within my heart may where I may be blocking my own self. You know what I mean? Like, however you feel guided to. Because sometimes it could be sneaky energy. I think God's spirit showed me, like, hey, you forgot something over here, because I completely forgot that I had some people lingering around. I'm like, what the fuck, this person still lingering around? Like, oh, nope. Clear, alt, delete, motherfucker. Like, no. For what? At some time, like, those are the people that are fucking blocking you because those attachments are still there. No. It's time to nip that shit in the bud. Bye. Have a nice day. Have a nice life. Bye. Yeah. No. Thank you for your efforts. Yeah. So it might be tower moment, but it needs to happen. You know, it's what needs to be. What needs to be um, destroyed in order to reconstruct something that is far more structured and healthy and balanced, not fickle, not fragile, not built or based off of a lie. You know, none of that. It's done. It's done. It's over. It's time for the reset and new beginning. And if you've been seeing 1111 a lot, that's your heads up. Like, it's time to awaken to see certain things, because we go through different types of awakening. Sometimes it's really like a split second, like wake up to a thought of something, like, okay, I get it, the gist. It doesn't have to be this long drawn out process or months or years or something. It's like certain points in your journey, like you'll have certain, when we see quote unquote angel numbers, whether it's on clocks, whether it's whatever, those are codes from the universe to get your attention, to awaken you to something. It's a language. It's a code from the universe to you. So ones typically are really to get your aware of yourself, awareness of self, awareness of maybe even something to create, to move on, to take action, but you always want to use discernment. Especially if you're seeing a lot of 11s and ones. If you're seeing, interestingly enough, somebody that I knew, like, he was saying that he was seeing a lot of letters often. Like, he would see letters instead of numbers, and I was like, technically that's the same shit. You just got to decode like what letter of the alphabet that letter, or the number that letter on the alphabet falls on, right? So one would be equivalent to an A, right? Or A equivalent to one. So again, going back to self-awareness, something about the self, could be a new beginning, could be an energy of creating something, especially if you're seeing zeros. Zeros is like that entry point into a portal. So like right now it's 2:04 p.m. here. 2 is partnering, partnerships, something with duality. And then you have a 0. That's quantum leaping into a portal of 4. 4 is community. So something maybe about partnership, creating a community. Two people coming together, creating a family or a community of some sort. It's like, it's all the way to code it or decode it. Like right now, there's 7 of you on here and there's 3 likes. So that's a 10, right? So 1 and 0. This is creating something. This is an ending, creating an ending within a new beginning, or beginning within an ending. 7 could represent also a number of completion, or the highest, or something with higher consciousness. 7 could represent heaven sometimes, depending on how you see it. So something hopefully is clicking, or that you're highly conscious and aware of what you're creating in this moment. That's a good thing. That's how I would interpret it. You can interpret it different ways. They have Google at your fingertips to ask, like, what does this number mean? You can go to the angel numbers. You can go to prophetic number meanings, or whatever other associations, like whatever resonates with you, basically. Baby, if you don't keep going in and out, I'm about to shut this patio door. My cat he just think it's so nice outside. It's been raining since I think Thursday night. It was raining, yeah, and it rained a bit yesterday and a bit this morning, so it was really nice. Thursday night, Friday, yeah. It's Saturday. Damn, I be forgetting. I'm like, what day of the week is it? Yeah, it's Saturday now. But yeah, if you guys would like to book a reading with me, I am available for all sorts of readings. If I'm guided to work with you, you guys can check out my website. I have an abundance of different readings there under my shop tab for audio recorded readings. Also under my shop tab is my handmade jewelries and my altar waters for spiritual cleansing, spiritual baths, things like that, all handmade. Um, Also, too, on my booking tab is where I have my phone session. So I do have 30-minute phone session offers and hour phone sessions. I also have some coaching sessions that I do offer under that same tab, as well as my Siren Code sessions, which is an intuitive session with readings and also tapping in, kind of just vibing and coasting together, flowing through anything that you're working towards within yourself, as far as your own energy, your own healing, your own visibility, things like that, reclaiming your energy back to you, so on and so forth. And you will get a PDF file of journal prompts personalized for you, personalized affirmations for you based off of our session, and also some sort of spiritual work for you to do, tailored and based off of what's comfortable for you, and it'll all be personalized. So whether you get a monthly container, monthly container is just the scope for that whole month, so it's just one session, whether video chat or phone, your choice. And then for the weekly containers, it's like following up with each other every week within 1 month. So that is on my booking tab. I do offer emergency phone readings as well as emergency audio recorded readings. So if you guys are interested, just make sure that you guys get with me first to ask what my availability is. If it's something that you need, like an urgent, time sensitive reading, emergency reading, just email me, let me know, and we can go from there. But any other readings, I am available for sessions. So much love to y'all. Y'all be blessed, be safe out there. Take some time out for you if you can for the rest of your day. Enjoy it. May it be favored. May it be beautiful. Find something beautiful within your day. I greatly appreciate y'all. Make sure you guys like this video, share it with someone you feel like it may resonate with. And as always, much love. Y'all be blessed, be safe. Take care. Peace.